Welcome to Magical Stories for Kids. Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a kind gentleman who married a proud and arrogant woman, the most haughty one ever seen. She had 2 daughters just like her in every way. The gentleman also had a daughter of his own, a young girl full of sweetness and kindness, which she had inherited from her late mother, the best woman in the world. The wedding was hardly over before the stepmother showed her cruelty. She could not bear the good qualities of the young girl, which made her own daughters seem even more unpleasant. She forced the girl to do the vilest household chores, cleaning dishes, scrubbing floors, and tidying her stepmother's and stepsister's rooms. She slept in the attic on a straw bed, while her stepsisters enjoyed polished rooms with fashionable beds and tall mirrors. The poor girl bore everything patiently, never daring to complain to her father, who was completely ruled by his wife. When her work was done, she would sit by the fireplace among the ashes, which earned her the nickname Cinderwench. The younger stepsister, who was a little kinder, called her Cinderella. Yet, even in her shabby clothes, Cinderella was 100 times more beautiful than her sisters, despite their rich garments. One day, the king's son announced a grand royal ball, and he invited all people of rank. The stepsisters were thrilled and spent days choosing gowns and hairstyles. Poor Cinderella had even more work, ironing their clothes and helping them get ready. She advised them with perfect taste and even styled their hair, though they mocked her cruelly. "Cinderella, wouldn't you love to go to the ball?" "Ha! Who could imagine a Cinder girl at the palace?" Yet Cinderella remained kind and did their hair beautifully. When the sisters left for the ball, Cinderella watched them go, then burst into tears. Suddenly, her fairy godmother appeared and asked, "Do you want to go to the ball?" With a gentle smile, she told Cinderella to fetch a pumpkin. With a wave of her wand, the pumpkin turned into a golden carriage. 6 mice became horses, a rat became a coachman, and 6 lizards turned into footmen. Finally, with another touch of the wand, Cinderella's rags became a gown of gold and silver, adorned with jewels. On her feet were the most beautiful glass slippers in the world. Her godmother warned her, "Remember, you must return before midnight, or everything will return to its old form." Cinderella promised to obey. At the ball, everyone stopped dancing as Cinderella entered. Her beauty left all speechless. The prince immediately offered her his hand and led her into the hall. They danced together, and he could not take his eyes off her. Even the king and queen admired her grace. Cinderella treated her stepsisters kindly, sharing fruit given to her by the prince, though they did not recognize her. When the clock struck 11:45, Cinderella hurried away, returned home, and thanked her godmother. The next night, she went again, even more beautifully dressed. But she forgot the time. As the clock struck midnight, she fled so quickly that she lost one of her glass slippers. The prince picked it up carefully and declared he would marry the one whose foot fit the slipper. Every lady tried, but none succeeded. Finally, the slipper was brought to the stepsisters, who also failed. Cinderella asked to try. They laughed at her, but when she slipped her foot inside, it fit perfectly. Then she revealed the second slipper from her pocket. At that moment, her fairy godmother appeared and transformed her clothes once more into a magnificent gown. Her stepsisters realized she was the mysterious princess and begged for forgiveness. Cinderella forgave them kindly and embraced them. Soon after, she married the prince, who found her more beautiful than ever. She welcomed her sisters into the palace and arranged noble marriages for them. And so, Cinderella, as kind as she was beautiful, lived happily ever after.
And that's the end of our story. So kids, what did you understand from this tale? What lesson did you learn? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to come back for another magical adventure with magical stories for kids.